Are Yetis any good in patch 6.0.3? Long anticipated as part of this DLC, Yetis give Ogres another monstrous option, and I want to go over what they bring because they're not Gorgers, they're not going to be used in the same way, and since Ogres have, obviously, Ogre units, there's an opportunity cost issue at work. Is it worth recruiting them and using them? I think it is. Let's take a closer look. Recruit for 1200 gold and 300 upkeep. No small budget. On Ultra scale, this gets you 16 entities with 8,288 health between them. Armor is 40, and notably, this unit starts out with a 25% fire weakness. That's something to constantly keep in mind. Leadership is a very healthy 70. Speed is 54, exactly equal to Ogres, but charge speed is noticeably faster at 95, which is normal traveling speed for a lot of Warhounds or stuff. Melee attack begins at 38, and as we might expect, they inflict Frostbite for a 30% speed debuff on contact, but they also rock magical attacks, which is not something super common in this roster. Attack interval 3.8 is a bit brisk, target splash size is medium, so normal cavalry on down, and crucially, despite being a 16 entity unit, the max target splash is 4. This is unusual enough to bring it up prominently. Melee defense starts out at 34, and let's be blunt, it could be a lot worse. Weapon strength is 120 per Yeti, split base 40 and 80 armor piercing, so they do more damage against flagellants, but will still noticeably hurt black orcs. Charge bonus is a healthy 40 and mass is 1600. These are considered siege attackers, can hide in forest, cause fear, and have the passive ability Aura of Frost, constantly active around self in a 35 meter radius, inflicting minus 15% speed, independently of Frostbite, and minus 8 melee defense to enemies in that range. That last part is ridiculously massive. For something that's on full time and doesn't even require the unit being in melee like a Mortis engine, it hardly matters you want it in melee. This is a true force multiplier for all your normal non-DLC Ogre units. It plays nice with everything that wants to bash the foe. So how does it get better, returning even more value for your gold? In the redline skills, Beast of the Mountain at 3 pips provides armor plus 12 and charge bonus plus 12 flat. This makes them tougher and hit noticeably harder on the charge, after which they must rely on decent melee attack and their splash damage, and their aura, to overcome obstacles. At rank 7, they can benefit from Ravenous Fighters, gaining melee attack plus 7, weapon strength plus 10%, and even better, 15% missile resistance, since they will get shot at, being dangerous. These are bonuses shared with man-eaters, and they are good. In the tech tree, Nomadic Beast Pens grants minus 10% upkeep and plus 1 recruit rank, and the upkeep is stiff for this unit, so that's great. Arctic Air adds 15% speed and shaves 25% off fatigue buildup, and Toughened Skin offers 10 more armor and 10% more missile resistance. Keep in mind, missile resistance doesn't actually care if the attack is magical or is armor piercing. Of course, Chaos Dwarf Fire Glaze will still hurt extra from being, fire. So how do you use the Yetis? For all their power as a fast, ogre speed, flanking, and frontline bruiser, the fact they provide a full-time passive debuff to enemy speed to reduce the propensity of cavalry to pull out, and enemy melee defense to make them easier to bash in the face, this is really, really good, not just for the monsters themselves, but for everyone else around them. There is nothing to add, except to abuse that to the fullest extent possible. You're paying a lot for the unit, but not to the extremes of Chaos Knights, and aside from being shot to pieces, which their redline and tech buffs address somewhat, they're naturally effective against basically everything. Just watch out for Imric and guys with flaming swords and really evil looking armor, and you're good. I'd like to make this section longer, but it doesn't need to be. They're balanced, broadly effective, and are force multipliers for the rest of your melee bashers. What more do you need to hear? Go out and hunt some warmbloods. Take care and have fun getting your overly active opponents to chill permanently.